Yo, welcome everyone, it's your boy Keen and I'm back with another Leo Basics video. For those who are new to the channel, I upload these kind of vids from time to time, explaining the core basics of Leo, and I'm not trying to tell you guys how to play the character, it's just me giving tips and share information on things that are within my knowledge, I'm not trying to be a teacher or play the sensei, even though the playlist is called Cleason Dojo, but let's be real, it sounds fire, so I have to keep that, right? Now, in this video, we'll be discussing baiting in the neutral with Leo, more specifically, attack baiting. Now, what do I mean by attack baiting? I mean using a poke to bait out a response from your opponent. The response could be an attack, a sidestep, a duck, etc, etc, The primary goal of this poke is not to do damage. You can think of it like setting traps and the opponent can fall for it based on their response. So it's important to know or just have a feel of what the opponent is looking for. Sometimes the player you're facing will not always give you free damage or just open themselves up. So the whole point of going for these baits is to create situations where the opponent overextends so you can capitalize off that. So basically forcing a mistake to happen instead of waiting for one to happen that might actually never happen, if that makes sense. There are many moves that we can use as baits, but now let's just focus on the main ones I personally feel are the best. I'm not counting moves like down 2 or back 1+4 since they are more used to pressure, they are more used as pressure tools than something to bait your opponent with. Even though you can apply that kind of mind game with those moves. I have to start with 1-2 and down forward 1. These moves are both -1 on block, which means you can set up a lot of traps, you can sidestep, backdash, and you don't always have to give up your turn, you're only -1. Also, both of these moves have follow-ups, so this adds another layer of mind game. But it can become very obvious that you're fishing for something, for a response from your opponent when you do these moves, since they are so basic and common. So it might become difficult sometimes to get a successful bait situation, but it all depends on your opponent, of course. And then we have down 4, which is a very important low for Leo in my opinion. It has decent speed, tracks very well on both sides, is -1 on hit, and doesn't high crush, but that's alright. I personally feel like this low's purpose is to be used as bait. It doesn't do all that much damage, but it being -1 on hit is a good thing. Why? Because it really invites a response from your opponent. It's like, if they know you're minus, that will make them want to, take their turn back. So baiting with down 4 is very good. The third move is down 3+4. This move is very slept on in my opinion. It's a super fast low, high crushes and -2 on hit. Doesn't do much damage, but this isn't what you want to use it for anyway. It's a great way to bait things from your opponent while being reasonably safe. It's minus on hit, so there is a chance that your opponent might swing, The chance is pretty high because everyone knows that it's minus. The only thing that really bothers me with this is that you can only sidestep one way after using it, because you recover in crouch, so yeah, this could be problematic in many situations. But, that's something to keep in mind. Don't mistake this low with full crouch down 4, which is the generic down 4 that everyone has in the cast. It's not the same move at all. The full crouch one does a bit more damage, but is -4 on hit instead of -2. So your options are slightly more limited. Oh, and it's also launch punishable on block. It's -15, so yeah, just keep that in mind. And then we have down forward 4, which is a 13 frame mid. It's +2 on hit and -6 on block. It pushes back a little bit, so at tip range, you can set up a clean down forward 2 if they decide to jab at you. It's very, very useful against opponents who like to respond with a jab every time. Now last but not least, we have down 1. Down 1 is a great move for baiting too, especially this season where it became -2 on block and +5 on hit. You can look at it like this, like if the opponent blocks, you're only at -2. If you hit the move, you're +5, and if it counter hits, you have a combo, so you don't lose anything really. The downside of this move is that it's quite slow and easy to sidestep, but the payout for it is very nice in comparison, so I really recommend using this move. Okay, that's about it for this discussion. Those were the 5 moves that I personally recommend using in the neutral to bait a response from your opponent. Thank you guys for liking this video. I greatly appreciate it. Take care guys, and see you in the next one. Peace.